Hello viewers, this is Wolf here. Welcome to Wolf's Haven and to another Monster Hunter plushie review. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the Seikret plush from Monster Hunter Wilds here. And this plush is looking great so far. I was really looking forward to getting a plush of the Seikret since I personally think the Seikrets are probably some of the best companions that we've had in Monster Hunter. The Palamutes from Rise were cool. I honestly really enjoy the Seikrets a lot more. Like, they just look so cool, very colorful, and in plushie form, it comes through very nicely here. So if we actually just take a look at the plushie design here, one of the things that I love about the Seikret is that they are just so colorful, and it comes through very nicely here in this plushie form. You can see that the plushies, like the Seikret's kind of teal colors that it has throughout the majority of the body here, does come through very vibrantly here. It looks very good. And then, of course, with the eyes, I do like how we have like this black sclera here with the yellow iris around here too, which does stand out quite a bit from the rest of the body. It does look very good. And one of the things that I do really like about this plushie in particular is the fact that we do have like a harness and a saddle set up here, which I think the way they designed it actually does come through very nicely here, even with just these simplistic materials. So I do like the fact that we have this little ring here, which has a couple straps that go around the ears, straps towards the front just above the beak, and then of course it does wrap around to the back where we have this little saddle back here. And for the most part, these parts are kind of just glued to the body, but I do like how for certain parts like this, like with the ring, how there is a bit of movement here to kind of show that the saddle is a little bit loose as it hovers just below the eye. I do think that that's a very small detail that that does come through very nicely on this as well here. The top part of the saddle is of course glued to the top of the head here, but overall that whole accessory component to this plushie does look very good, and it comes through nicely. The beak looks pretty good as well. Of course, it's not super pointy, it's a bit more rounded in this plushie form, but it does look very good for the aesthetic that they're going for here. And I do like the feathers as well. Of course, we have these nice purple feathers through this felt material that kind of drapes down the top of the head right here, with 3 different layers connecting on top of each other, which does look pretty good. And then there's some kind of teal or green pieces of feathers here just sticking off the side of the head, which are kind of just folded inwards here, which do look pretty good. And I think one of my favorite parts on this is of course the tail, because this is where it kind of shows a lot of that vibrancy in the color. We have some of that teal, which then transitions into this blue and then into a darker blue and then right out into these purple tail feathers here. This whole part looks very good. And yeah, just overall the plushie looks very detailed. Again, on the front arms here, we do have some purple feathers that kind of hang off of the sides here. The little talons, I guess you could say, are just these little tiny black felt parts that are just kind of triangular shaped. And yeah, of course the feet are very simplistic. It's a bit of a brown color with some black spikes just at the very ends of them as well. The entire underbody of the Seikret is of course white here. And overall, it is a very nice looking Seikret plushie here. But yeah, if you guys were curious about the quality of this Seikret plushie, I don't think you guys will be disappointed at all if you pick this up, because like I said, the colors come through very nicely here, and I do like a lot of the smaller details on this Seikret plush here. While it might not be my absolute favorite Monster Hunter plushie here, because I do think some of the older ones stand out to me just a little bit more for various different reasons, this is still a very good plushie here. And again, one of the things that I really like about it is how they detailed the harness on the plushie here. I think they did a really good job with that. And of course, the vibrancy of the whole thing. It is a very good looking plushie, and it will stand out in a collection here. So definitely, if you guys were looking for having a little companion plushie here of the Seikret, I think that this is a very good addition, and if you can pick this up, I highly recommend it. So, of course, just like with all of these plushies, they're going to have a little tag here with their art here. You can kind of see their design there looking pretty cool. And this is going to usher in the era of Monster Hunter Wilds plushies, as this is the very first Monster Hunter Wilds plushie released so far. After that, we're going to be getting Doshaguma, Raydao, and Arkfeld, I believe. I believe those are going to be the first ones. So I'm looking forward to picking up those plushies and seeing what those look like. But until then, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys found it informative. There's definitely going to be a lot more Monster Hunter plushies, figures, and merch coming in the future. So I hope you guys stay tuned for all of that. But until then, I hope you guys have a good day or good night, depending on where you are. And I'll see you all later.